The cracked voice of ASUU. Three things are fundamental to citizens of any nation: education, health, and housing. And these three, security defines them. Education is security, health is security, and shelter is security. Malcolm X says education is the passport to the future. But how secure is the education ecosystem in Nigeria? Like every sector of the economy, it is not immune to the Japa syndrome. Since the 70s, lecturers have continued to demand better wages, yet successive governments have broken their promises repeatedly. Knowledge experts continue to migrate because of low job security. Academic Staff Union of Universities has notified the nation of an impending strike action again. It is worrying that the custodians of knowledge in our institutions have been turned to protesters. ASUU President Professor Christopher Piwuna reminded us of the 2009 agreements and collective bargaining that despite the submission of the Yayale Ahmed Report in February 2025, the government has failed to act on its recommendations. The Vanguard reports that the federal government has persistently failed to honor agreements and address lingering challenges in the nation's university system. The government proposed Tertiary Institutions Staff Support Fund, TISSF, to provide loans to lecturers. But the union insists that its members need improved wages, not loans, that will incapacitate cooperative societies and enslave members. The union says after deductions, nothing will be left for families. The Punch reports that by October 6, NYSC mobilization criteria will now require all students to deposit their thesis or project reports into a national database. The NERD spokesperson, Haula Galadima, said it is to raise the bar in the quality of academic content, outputs, and presentation nationwide. Here is the thing. It is common to find more than 400 students in a classroom. Yet, those who labor to teach, examine, and supervise these hundreds of students are treated shabbily by the nation. The broken and cracked voice of ASUU is calling for reinforcement by other bodies, like the National University Commission, for instance. How much does a professor in a public university earn monthly? A 65-year-old nation and its citizens can really do better. I stand with ASUU.
Nigerian universities are grossly underfunded, and the staff welfare is very, 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 very poor. And when we talk about corruption in the academic system, a lot of it boils down to the poor staff welfare, because you still those people, you expect them to supervise all the students, right? And they are even unable to cater to their family. Like Jonathan said, it's a yam and the goat analogy. You cannot keep a yam with the goats and not provide another way to feed the goat and think the yam is not going to feed the goat. So a lot of Nigerian issues are interconnected and layered, because people will always seek for means of survival. So the government, absolutely, if we want to improve the quality of our graduates, improve the quality of education, they absolutely need to do more in improving the staff welfare and the entire fund the universities better. But when it comes to funding the university better, I think the private sector also can come in, because it is, in a lot of countries, university funding is not just by the government. You have donors, you have grants doing that, but at least staff welfare that the government has taken responsibility for, they absolutely need to ensure that they have a decent wage.
I mean, I know I have professors in my family, and they are in Nigeria University by choice, lecturing here, but I don't envy their lifestyle. I don't want to be like them. I will never be a professor in Nigeria.
Let me read this out. The total emoluments of a professor for 1 year is less than 10 million naira.
Their salary is 400,000 per month. Let me let you know.
Meaning he will need his salary for more than 10 years to be able to buy a car. That's a professor. I
am telling you, a professor, senior professor in Nigeria earns less than 500,000 naira.
It's appalling.
And I look at myself and I'm like, nah. And these are people who have given their lives 20-something to 30, almost 30 years of their lives to lecturing and imparting knowledge, on young people and shaping the future of Nigeria. And you cannot shape the future of Nigeria when you're not comfortable. You cannot shape the future of even the nearest person beside you when you're not comfortable.
This is the result of what they have shaped. That's what we are in like this.
Exactly. So you see that the problem is scary. And so you see lecturers consistently looking for one consultancy job here or the other, trying to survive and all that. And I said to myself, I'm never going to be like this. I don't want to be like these people. I know where the money is, I'm going to find it. So this career path of saying you want to be a lecturer, you want to even be a medical students who finish from university and go to start off their housemanship and the rest of them. Their entry salary too is about 100,000 naira. It's ridiculous.
It's just so ridiculous.
That is less than $100. The point is, until we begin to maximize our resources and put our resources where it matters most, healthcare, security, education, we would continue to be where we are because we are not prioritizing the things that matter the most. The knowledge economy is extremely important.
Right, and one of my pet peeves is this way that mushroom universities are multiplying everywhere. The many we have that are public universities are not well taken care of. The lecturers can't even afford to pay rent, because how do you even pay rent from what you get in a year?
Wait, this thing that we're talking about, is it a deliberate action to water down education and to frustrate education pillars? Is it intentional? Because now you see people who are mediocres being rewarded with millions. Listen to me. People are being paid millions for sleeping in green and red chambers in Abuja. We were here in this country where Rukayat, former Minister of Education, when they brought the policy that the highest scorer in JAMB should go to university. Second highest scorer, Polytechnic. Least scorers, colleges of education. Do you know the impact on our educational system? And nobody said anything. Please, where is PTA? Instead of our ASUU or the civil society organization, instead of them to focus and really deal with this issue from the root, you know what they do? Once the government called the leadership into one small air-conditioned
closed door meeting,
and they settle them, that is the end of that campaign. That's what they do. So what are they following? They are following the lifestyle of the politicians. That, okay, if you are driving 600 million naira SUV, at least if me too, I can drive 200 or 100 million naira, at least we are close. That is what they are following.
In other words, you're saying sabotage from even the union themselves.
Thank you.
Okay.
So until, you see, these things still come back to kindness to humanity. Until we see that we are in this world to just make the world better for each other. The greed is, an average Nigerian will do anything to either impress or to oppress. That's it.
So when it comes to ASUU, it's actually a very sad topic for me because education is very important for me, right? My mom used to own a school when she was alive, and it's just painful because you know the impact of what you're doing now in the next 5, 8, 10 years. It's not something you see immediately, but the rot we have now, if we don't find a solution, then Nigeria's heading for worse, right? But I'll just say one thing, because while we're talking about the salaries and all, I was just calculating in my head how much I spend in a week, and I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy, right? But the president and this administration keep saying something over and over again of how they have taken blocked the corruption in subsidy, right? Or taking out the money and have channeled it to other areas.
Why not this one?
So my plea is, can that money also be channeled to giving these important people a better welfare? Because it doesn't make any sense that a senior professor is earning 400,000 naira in this country
Professor, not
of
doctor,
today.
because
so, like you
doctor,
said, how
it still takes
exactly
the time.
are they supposed to pay rent? How exactly are they supposed to live without being corrupt? They don't need loans, like you have said. If I want loan, let it be that I want to now live
a major
above my
project.
means, or there's a major thing, or even maybe buying a car or whatever it is. But I should be able to get the basic, and a professor should live beyond the basic, to be honest.
Well, our positions and emphases may be different, but here at the table, we're all invested in building a nation that works. Are you? If you are, then join us again same time next week to tackle the issues that matter. Until then, it's goodbye from all of us.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.